What's good, everyone? BK here with a quick nerdy note. And at the time I was recording this episode, I did not have the names of the three pianists. I do now, that was referred to in this portion of the Broadway production. So their names are Nina Simone, Thelonious Monk, and Art Tatum. Those are the three pianists of the past that I'm referring to that was mentioned within that part of the Hell's Kitchen production. So I wanted to provide that information to you. That's all I have for now. Subscribe to the channel and follow for more. And now back to the main video. What's good people, and welcome back to the channel here on Crew Boy Productions. My name is BK. And this is the Silly, Nerdy, and Wordy podcast. And this is episode 101. Alicia Keys' Hell's Kitchen, the Broadway production. As I have just seen it, I am less than 24 hours removed from seeing this play. That's what I'll be getting into today. What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody is doing very well. Glad to be back with you, doing another episode. This time I'm talking about some Broadway things here and the Hell's Kitchen show from Alicia Keys. Of course, it is loosely based on her life, but the music is all Alicia Keys. It is her songs. There are some new songs. There are songs arranged slightly differently in terms of Alicia's original music. I'll get into that. So that's what we're getting into today. So I just saw it. I love the show. It was amazing. It was great. And I'll say right off the bat, if I get a chance to go see it again, which I definitely will do so, I highly recommend it before I even say anything about it. But the story is basically her, like I said, loosely based, but her upbringing in terms of the story of the young girl, Allie, upbringing in New York City within Hell's Kitchen, navigating her family dynamic with her mom being a single white mom, had a black father that's in and out of the picture, not there too much, and then her neighborhood and her building, being in an apartment, and all that goes in. Of course, this is set in the 1990s, and you got that feel and the aesthetic with the wardrobe. We saw the FUBU, you saw the Tommy Hilfiger, which I still have some of those things. You saw, like I say, you saw the payphone, and it was just really cool to see the dancing, the choreography, definitely 90s inspired. And of course, the music was Alicia Keys, and got to hear her music, which was great in a different way, and got to hear some of the stuff I haven't heard in quite a while from her first album. And the person that plays the young Alicia Keys in this production was Maya Drake, and she was amazing. The whole cast was amazing, but the two standouts were the person that played the young Alicia Keys, Maya Drake, in this production, and then the person that played Alicia Keys' mom, Kennedy Caughell. She was great as well. But let me talk about Allie's character, the Maya Drake actress. She had to do a lot of things here. I want to say she had 5 hats to wear in this production. Now, everybody else in the cast, in the ensemble, they had a couple hats too. Perhaps 2 or 3 things in terms of singing and dancing and a little bit of acting. But Maya Drake, she had to do a lot, and she is young. She's per the playbill, she's recently finished high school. She has also done an episode of Law and Order SVU. But in this production, she had to not only do her lines of her character on stage, that is one thing she had to do. Then she was singing, which was excellent vocals. And then it got to the point in the play where she was playing the piano. She also did a little bit dancing. But then the interesting and amazing and just the multi-talented of her is she had to do narration of herself, of the show. And so there was a very excellent dynamic of what she was doing. she had to narrate the story of what was going on and her lines. So she would have to go in and out of narration of the story. So she would be narrating and then she would go into her character interacting with the other actors on stage. And sometimes she would have to do that going back to back with that. So the fact that she had to do all 5 of those things during the course of the 2 acts was amazing. And the fact that she's just relatively young, and I believe this is her Broadway debut. So this is her very first Broadway show. To be doing all of those things for your first show, that sets you up for a great career to say, hey, I did this and look what I can do. I can do these things and do other things. And so she'll hopefully get more opportunities to do other type of Broadway shows, displaying her skill set doing that. So I noticed that. It took me a little while to see that, but I was thinking that in my head as I was watching the show, enjoying the show. But yeah, she was amazing doing all of those things. Vocally, of course, she was great. Playing the piano, singing, and of course the acting with the dialogue. She was great as well. The other standout is the person that played the mother of, which was the character Jersey. But the actress, her name in this production that I saw here at DPAC was Kennedy Caughell. She was just vocally great. Her dialogue was good as well, but just her vocal range and what she was doing with her high notes, with a little bit of rasp in her voice, the range that she showed, holding those notes, and just every time she sang, every time she was, she started some songs off a cappella before the music came in. She was just so good. I mean, you would think, I think we should be hearing her music. You know, she should be making albums. She should be on The Voice. She should be on American Idol. She should win. And that's how great her vocal was. So I want to give a shout out to her, Kennedy Caughell, in this performance of Hell's Kitchen at DPAC. You were amazing. The whole cast was amazing. And then another person I want to shout out is the person that portrayed Alicia Keys' father. This actor's name is Desmond Sean Ellington. He was great as well once he came into the picture, not only playing the piano, but his vocals, his falsetto was amazing. And particularly in a lot of songs where he would go very, very high up, particularly the Fallen song, which it was nice to hear a male's vocal on it. And the way he was doing it was great. And also the arrangement of the song. They, for the most part of Alicia Keys' songs, they kept the same arrangement, same melody, but they changed some of the arrangements a little bit. For instance, Fallen, in the chorus of the song, they made it a little bit more up-tempo, a little bit more jazzy in the chorus, so that's the bridge of the song. So that was very interesting, the way they were doing that, and then went back to the original arrangement in terms of the verses. So they did that with a lot of Alicia's songs. They pretty much kept the same way. There's a few adjustments, a few changes, not too much. And it was just great to hear those songs. I haven't heard them in quite a while. Makes me want to go back and listen to some of the albums, which I have a couple of her albums, her CDs. But this was a amazing show. There was dancing throughout the show, the choreography throughout the show, and different songs, 2 Alicia songs and the new songs as well. And I just had a great time with this. The story beats as well were great in terms of her navigating the relationship with her mom, being single, navigating, her love life as a young teenager in the neighborhood. And then, of course, learning to play the piano with this teacher. And then also in those piano lessons, I like how they paid homage to great piano players of the past, mentioning and showing their picture of them playing piano, like old pictures or old videos of them on stage. They mentioned a couple of previous piano players from the past. And so that was a very nice touch to do that, to show them, because they were saying like kind of standing on the shoulder of giants, of our ancestors. And then they would mention, I think they mentioned about 3 previous piano players. There were some emotional moments when that actual piano player within the structure of the story, she eventually passed away. And so there was like a memorial on stage of that, showing that. So that was great. Also, technically, the orchestra was not in view, so they were not in the orchestra pit, but we did had a piano player on stage the entire show, as well as a drummer. They were both in a kind of a level of like the drummer was on one level, the piano player was on another level, and so they were pretty much on stage the entire time playing the accompaniment along with people in the background in terms of singers, and they showed them at the end of the show when they were doing the curtain call. That was pretty nice to see them showing them as well. And I just really enjoyed the show. And if you get a chance to see Hell's Kitchen come to your city, your state, I would highly recommend that you go and check it out. And right now for me, the next Broadway play, at least for now, I have one more that I'm definitely going to see that's booked, and that is Hamilton. I will be seeing that in June, later this year, June 2026. So that's a little bit away. Hopefully I'll see some other stuff in between then. We'll see. But I enjoyed the show. Let me know your thoughts. Have you seen Hell's Kitchen this year or late last year? Do you plan on going seeing it? Let me know your thoughts. And if you have seen it, what did you think about it? Did you enjoy it? Because I was having a good time just bobbing my head and just getting into the music, and just it was great to hear Alicia's music again, especially the early albums and the recent stuff as well. And the new songs were pretty great as well. So that is all I'm going to have to say about this Broadway show for Hell's Kitchen that is inspired by Alicia Keys' music. What is Alicia Keys' music? Loosely inspired by her life. So great job with the entire team, the creative team, in putting this together. Alicia Keys herself with her involvement, and everyone on stage, off stage. It was just a great show. And you will not be disappointed. If you're an Alicia Keys fan, you should go see this show. Okay, that's all I have. If you like those type of breakdowns, subscribe to the channel here on Crew Boy Productions. Follow the podcast, the Silly, Nerdy, and Wordy podcast on all the podcast platforms. Just search for that and hit the follow button. Of course, I am on TikTok at Nerdy Podcaster 124, as I do put the shorts from these full episodes on TikTok as well. And the second YouTube channel I have, which is Crew Boy Productions, presents Nerdy Notes, as I put those shorts on there. So subscribe to that channel as well. I'll have more content coming, more nerdy Blu-ray reviews as I'm working through the newer ones as well as old ones that I have. And then, of course, the movies in the theaters as they come out. I think right now, the next movie that I'll be seeing right now, I think it's Project Hail Mary. I think that's the next one coming out. I don't think there's anything coming out before that, but looking forward to seeing that one. And that's all I'm going to have for today. I hope all of you have an amazing vibes for the rest of your day. And until next time, we will talk soon.